Children, the old and the weak were not spared in the violence in western Tigray that has killed many and displaced more than 1 million. The most vulnerable were forced to leave their homes in search of shelter, food, and medication. Maharit Gabrowahed is a visually impaired mother of 2. She left her home in Qorarit in western Tigray in November of 2020 and has been on the run ever since.
I left my home in Qorarit in November. They told us the Fano were coming and how violent they were, so I just started running with those around me. They helped me escape and get back to my birthplace in Maigaba. I stayed there till March 2021, but things there too started to get bad, so I came here. The journey to Makala was anything but easy. Since I'm blind, it was hard for me to keep up with the others. It was also very difficult to manage my children with all the chaos. That was the most difficult time in my life.
Maharit tells us that even after she arrived in Makala, her and her children, like the almost 2 million IDPs from different parts of Tigray, have not been able to access any humanitarian assistance.
As soon as we arrived, they placed us in a school called Garab Tzaddo Elementary School. It was very difficult to get shelter there, even for those who don't have special needs. There was no water or food. It was worse for me because I got there alone, so I had no one to help me cook and feed my children.
Before she left her home in western Tigray, Maharit says she was a teacher for people with special needs in Qorarit. Her and her husband had hired help to assist them with their needs in their home and care for their children's needs.
My life before my disability didn't really hold me back. I was able to hire help to help with the children. I also had family close by, so I never had any problems caring for my children.
Maharit says IDPs at camp in Makala do their best to support one another, but the siege has made it impossible to access even the most basic items.
This place is not attuned to the needs of people with disability. It doesn't even have food or water. People go to our Sema church to bring water, but I cannot do that, so people share what they bring with me. But no one has food. More so, there's no medication. It's so difficult when your children ask you for food, but you cannot give it to them.
Maharit says the suffering of Tigrayan mothers and children should be a burden on the back of all people around the world. Everyone should take responsibility to ensure that humanitarian assistance is able to reach Tigray.
The world is just stating what's going on in Tigray, but that's not bringing about any change. It should take meaningful action.
There are more than 2 million internally displaced persons in Tigray whose suffering has been exacerbated by the almost a year-long siege on Tigray that has made it impossible to access food or medication in the region.